Hey, consider you have got a computer system in your college where for every student a separate account is been created. You log into your account and can access your own data. Certain access permissions are given to you, and beyond that you cannot execute any application, folder or file. But sometimes you do want to execute certain applications or folders or files, but due to insufficient permissions you cannot do so. The best way is to log off the system and switch from your account to somebody's account who has those permissions given to him by the root user or the super user, the creator of the system. Let's see what problems we'll face. By switching the user, it will result in closing all the running applications, then logging off your account, then login in somebody's account, then running the applications. Instead of doing this long process, SU command allows you to run the applications or commands without switching the user. SU command allows you to run the applications of another user without changing or logging off your account. Cool, isn't it? But it's not that easy. You need the password of that account you want to log in. But once you have executed the SU command completely with executing or having that password, you can easily open any application or open a file or folder you desire. And once you have done so, completed all your operations, you can then log off that account. Let me show you with an example. This is a sample screenshot from online. In first line we type SU command and press enter. Then password is prompted. You can see SU is just to enter or to switch to root user. And after entering the password, you can see the terminal is switched from fedora to root@fedora. So when you execute a SU command, you are prompted for password. If the password is entered correctly, you enter in others shell. Shell is nothing but a terminal. The environment of others account is created in a shell. So it is a need to know for you to know the commands of all the basic operations in order to execute a particular application or open a particular file or folder. Now you can execute or perform any activity which was possible by the actual user. The general syntax of this command is SU and username. Now if you just entered SU, then you switch to root user account. In both the cases, you need to know the password. If you just enter SU, then you need to know the password of root user. To exit the terminal or to exit the session, you can press Ctrl+D or enter exit command. Generally, the SU command is used to install new software, to open or access an important file, or to execute system related commands. If you have entered a wrong password, then the shell will prompt you with wrong password message. The important thing to remember about the SU command is the access rights of the SU command are temporary and not permanent. This was all about the SU command. Now let's move on to sudo command. But before that, let me show you this image. So here the man in the chair says, "Make me a sandwich."
His servant says, what? Make it yourself. Then the boss says, SUDO, make me a sandwich. And the servant says, okay.
So you can see the power of the sudo command. Suppose you are bored in a lecture and you ask your madam to please stop the lecture, and she says absolutely not. But then you say sudo, madam stop the lecture, and then she has to listen. Or if I say sudo subscribe to my channel, you have to subscribe. Just kidding. So what sudo command will make me is an authority on you to do anything that I wish to do from you. In Unix operating system, sudo basically means to do what super user does. So the main difference between sudo and su is, if you use su command, you need to provide the password of other user. Whereas if you use sudo, you just need your own password. For example, you need to access your friend's account. For that, you don't need your friend's password. Your own password will do your work. Let's look at it in a practical way.
This is a sample screenshot from online. In first line, we enter sudo su command. So this means the user, in this case Sandy, wants to switch to root user account. Then you can see this user is prompted for Sandy's password, that is his own password. And after that, you can see Sandy@Linux and Ubuntu. The terminal is switched to root@Linux and Ubuntu. Also, this is very important that when you enter a password in these commands using sudo or su, password won't show up as you type, but type it anyway and hit return or enter, and you will get the result.
So once the authentication is successful, you can log into other shell using the sudo command. Now sudo command is configured to either enter root password or no password at all. So it all depends on the configuration of the sudo command. So this command is configured by the root user. It all depends how the sudo command is configured in your system. If you want to see what configuration is set, it is in the file etc/sudoers file. This is a text file. This was all about sudo and su command in Unix operating system. So to put this video in a nutshell, we have seen su command, which is super user command, allows you to run the application or open a particular file or a folder without logging off your account. And then we saw sudo command, which is just a bit different from su command, where you can enter in other shell by using your own password. Remember, just watching this video is not going to help you. You need to go and execute your command by yourself. That is what real learning is. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. So in next video, we'll see two important modes in which our computer operates. That is user mode and kernel mode. Many of you must be knowing these concepts, but I'll present you in such a way that you will never forget. Till then, keep learning by doing, keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.